Big question. How do we manage our personal and family resources effectively? Welcome to Life Skills for Kids, where we learn how to make smart choices for our personal, social, and economic well-being. Let's explore this big question through the story of a young girl named Farida. Farida woke up one Saturday morning to the sound of her mother humming a cheerful tune. Today was a special day. Her family was planning a big event to celebrate her father's recent promotion at work. Farida was excited, but she was also curious. How would they manage to put everything together with the limited time and resources they had? As she walked into the kitchen, she saw her mother, Amina, carefully measuring flour, sugar, and butter. "Good morning, Mama," Farida greeted her with a smile. "What are we making?" "We're baking a cake, my dear," Amina replied with a grin. "But this cake isn't just about following a recipe. It's about managing our resources wisely. Do you know what resources are?" Farida tilted her head thinking. "A resource is something we use to get things done, right?" "Exactly," Amina said, nodding. "Resources can be many things: time, energy, money, and even our belongings. For today's event, we need to use all our resources wisely to make sure everything goes smoothly. How do we do that?" Amina wiped her hands on a towel and sat down with Farida at the kitchen table. "Let's start with personal resources. These are the things that belong to you personally, like your time, energy, and the things you own." Farida thought about her own resources. "So my toys, books, and even my time are personal resources?" "Exactly," Amina agreed. "And when we have a big event like this, we need to manage our personal resources carefully. For example, you'll need to manage your time today to help with preparations and still have time to enjoy the party." Farida nodded, understanding a bit more. "And my energy? What does that mean?" "Your energy is how much effort you can put into something," Amina explained. "If you spend all your energy in the morning playing, you might be too tired to help with the decorations later. So it's important to balance your energy throughout the day." Amina then began to explain the family's resources. "As a family, we also have resources like money, our home, and our properties. Today, we have to decide how best to use these resources. For example, we have a budget for the party. We need to think about what's most important to spend money on, like food, decorations, or gifts." Farida's eyes lit up. "It sounds like we're solving a puzzle." "In a way, we are," Amina said, smiling. "Managing resources is like putting together a puzzle. You need to make sure all the pieces fit together to create a complete picture." Farida's father, Abdul, walked into the kitchen just then, holding a list in his hand. "Good morning, my girls," he greeted them warmly. "I've just finished making a list of everything we need for the party. We're going to have to manage our time well to get everything done." He handed the list to Farida. It included tasks like decorating the living room, setting the table, cooking the food, and wrapping the gifts. Farida noticed that each task had a specific time next to it. "This is like a schedule," she said. "That's right," Abdul confirmed. "By setting a schedule, we're managing our time, a very important resource. If we stick to this schedule, we'll have enough time to do everything and still enjoy the party." Farida's older brother, Ibrahim, joined them in the kitchen with a calculator in hand. "I'm in charge of managing the budget," he announced proudly. "We have a certain amount of money to spend, and I'm going to make sure we don't go over it." "How do you do that?" Farida asked, curious. "Well, first I make a list of everything we need to buy," Ibrahim explained. "Then I check the prices of each item and add them up. If the total cost is more than our budget, I have to find ways to reduce it, maybe by buying less of something or choosing a cheaper option." Amina added, "It's important to prioritize what's most important. For example, we might spend more on food because it's the centerpiece of the party, but we can save on decorations by using things we already have at home." Now that Farida understood how to manage her family and personal resources, she knew the answer to the big question.